A current top WWE star that's not cardboard relevant. People scooping up boxes of 1990 classic WWF cards. And the rich keep getting richer, and by rich, I mean those top tier big boy wrestling cards. This is the Wrestling Card Market Watch for February 2021. I'm Zhan, and if this is your first time checking out the channel, thanks for stopping by. If this is your first time checking out the Wrestling Card Market Watch for the month, welcome. What I like to do in these videos is go back and look at some interesting sales that have happened in the previous month in wrestling cards, whether that's really high sales, underrated sales, just kind of interesting oddball stuff, to just help give you guys a perspective when you're out there buying and selling what people want in the wrestling card market. And in today's video, I've picked 5 cards that I think garner some discussion. And that's for various reasons, and we'll get into that during the video. I also want to thank everybody on social media who reached out to me and said, hey, Zhan, you need to start using 130 point, as well as eBay. Guys, I was aware of 130 point, didn't use it that much. That's my bad for not giving you more accurate pricing, because 130 point will give best offers accepted, etc. that you can't normally see on eBay. And we'll get to that today as I show you pictures of the cards that we're talking about. The first card in today's video, 2011 authentic WWE Drew McIntyre Topps Auto, sold for $27.99. So on the surface, sure, this isn't the best looking card. And it's not a rookie card, it's not a key card, just an autograph with a basic picture from a 2011 Topps set. So you may be asking, why would I select this card to be featured in the monthly market watch? I've said before in previous videos, I like to take different approaches to help you guys, no matter if you're wanting to enter wrestling cards into the tippy top or you're just wanting to spend a few dollars. I'm here to kind of give you perspective on all of those ranges, everything in between. So I picked this card because this is one of the top WWE stars in today's product. And I like to compare modern wrestling cards and their prices of this top guys with vintage stars and their prices. And I was curious, why is this so cheap? You have a top star in the WWE and his autographs, again, not a rookie card or anything, but an autograph selling for under $30. So I started digging some more. I'm like, maybe this is a Drew McIntyre thing. I talked about in a previous mail day video how I bought an Undertaker refractor and a Drew McIntyre out of 99 on-card auto out of the Chrome set. Both of those cards together under $20, and I was like, wow, that's really cheap. So I wanted to start digging, and this is what I found. As you can see, people really aren't paying very much for these Drew McIntyre cards. So that begs the question that I've asked before on previous videos. I don't want to spend too much time on it today, but I'm wondering, are people just not into modern wrestling? Is modern wrestling not popular? Is vintage wrestling really the way that all the hobby and the market is going within wrestling cards? I don't know. Like I said, don't want to spend too much time about it because I've talked about it before. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. You guys have given me a lot of good feedback in the comments as far as the modern wrestling cards go. I think this is going to be a continuing topic, something I'm constantly monitoring. I want to see modern wrestling cards go to the moon, so to speak, and not just the same old vintage stuff that we see all the time. Now, I know primarily that's what I'm into. That's what a lot of the top collectors are into. But there's really good modern stuff out there that I've showed you on my mail day videos before. 1990 Classic WWF Series 1 and 2 sealed boxes, $374.99. You guys know I'm a huge fan of buying and holding sealed product. This one's a little bit of a head scratcher for me though. I think what people are thinking is they're buying these sealed products, they're ripping them, hoping to get those 9s and those 10s, sending them off to the grading companies to then not only recoup their money on the boxes, but then make some money in the process. Or just keep those really high grades for long-term holds, PC collection pieces. I don't know that too many people are going to like this, but honestly, I put these two card sets in the same category as the 1991 WCW Impel. These, they seem to be everywhere, regardless of the condition. There really aren't any chase cards in this set, just like the Impel set. The Impel had the Sting hologram, but that was like a case hit, not a box hit. With these, really, there's no cards that are really interesting. Sure, you've got the Hogans and the Andres and the Machos and Ultimate Warrior. People are chasing those. Those are all really good cards, cool looking cards. But Shawn Michaels, people want the Shawn Michaels out of the Rockers cards in this 1990 set. The thing with that is Shawn Michaels had cards in '89, and even in Classic put out a set in 1989. And last time I checked, the print on the back that says 1989 would probably be more valuable than 1990. I'm not sure, we haven't seen a huge market swing either way on that, but just some food for thought on this set. I guess in this set you also have the pink bordered cards. So those are like a promo chase set, but those aren't in these boxes to my knowledge. And if there's a card that I haven't mentioned that needs to be mentioned, let me know down in the comments. I'm always happy to be corrected when I'm wrong on something. So if you guys have a different opinion on just the cards in these sets, let me know in the comments. But this leads me to the next point that I was talking about, and that's ripping and grading. If that's the case, will the price increases with all of the grading companies recently, will that affect the way that people look at ripping sealed product? I'm not sure. One thing that wrestling cards really have going for them in this situation is that it really doesn't matter when they get back. Whether it's vintage, whether it's modern, most of the time, any kind of short thing that happens in the ring or in the news, most of the time with wrestling cards, it doesn't affect the timetable of the value. Like sports cards, you know, everybody's wanting the certain guy that's on a hot streak, all of a sudden he gets injured, those cards go downhill real quick. Not so much with wrestling cards, especially vintage, and I would put these two sets in that category. But once again, let me know in the comments what you guys think about this approach of ripping and grading, what I'm missing in this card set, etc. Happy to know what I'm missing. Happy to know when I'm wrong. 1982 Wrestling All-Stars, Hulk Hogan, SGC 1.5, $3,750. But wait, there's a correction. There was a best offer accepted. See, this is the value of 130 point, $1,982. As far as this card goes, not much needs to be said. You guys know this is one of the, if not the, most important card in wrestling card history. The 52 mantle for wrestling. The 86 fleer of wrestling. But the reason I thought this sale was so special is because it goes back to something I've talked about in a lot of my previous videos that I'm a very strong believer in, and people just aren't catching up to it yet, and that is low-graded cards of key iconic cards. Everybody in the hobby wants their PSA 10s, and sure, of course, we all want those. They're the best you can get. But not everybody can find them because they're super scarce, or if they can find them, a lot of times they can't afford them. And this Hogan card selling in not only an SGC slab, but a 1.5, almost as low as you can get, that's nothing to sleep on. This may not be a lot of money for some people, but for some people, this could be the exact amount of money that they could flip or hold on to that could set themselves up for buying a vehicle, buying a house, paying some bills, buying an even bigger personal collection of something else. I think it's funny that I see on social media a lot of times people reaching out to others, hey, should I grade this? Hey, is this worth grading? Here is an example of what I'm talking about. If it's a key iconic card, regardless of the condition, clearly it's worth grading. And even in an SGC slab, a lot of people aren't a fan of SGC slabs. I like the slabs personally, but I've also found out that a lot of people don't want the slabs, so selling them doesn't retain the value like PSA or even BGS. Again, if you've got key iconic wrestling cards like this one, there's some others, send it in to get it graded. Whichever grading company you choose is fine. But don't hesitate to do that. No matter how long it takes to get back, no matter the cost, in the long run, it's going to pay off. I say it all the time, certain cards are iconic, they're going to continue to gain value. And one more time, if this sale of this card doesn't drive home the fact that low-graded cards of top cards go for a lot of money, there's no other way that I can get my point across. The only other thing I could say is look at 52 mantle low grades, look at 86 Fleer Jordan in low grades PSA 1s. Tell me what you think. I think that's going to relay over to this card. Before we get into the next card, just a few reminders how you can help support the show. Make sure to check out Wrestling with Cards, the podcast, as well as Worlds Collide, a wrestling card podcast. Make sure to subscribe to those and share them all over social platforms. Leave me a review. Always like to read those. And if you want to support the show even more, make sure to check out links to Wrestling with Cards on Patreon, where you can help steer the content of the show, get some bonus content, etc. Links to all of those are in the show notes. 1997 WWF Stone Cold Steve Austin PSA 10 Cardinal card, $23,000. I've been waiting for this card to take off for a while now, and this may be just the start of it. And I know a lot of people want to talk wrestling rookie cards. You know the drill. Go check out the video. Hopefully that can help you. Regardless of if you think this is a rookie card or not, it is one of the early WWF cards featuring the gimmick of Stone Cold Steve Austin. He also has those 97 Paninis. There's some magazine cards, etc. I had a feeling this card would start trending upwards with the Rocky Maivia Dwayne Johnson card in this same 97 Cardinal set taking off as well. I covered that whole set. Again, you can go check out the video there. But I've been waiting and waiting for this card to kind of pick up in value. And one thing I've got to wonder, though, is there was recently announced that the same people who made the Last Dance Chicago Bulls documentary are now making a Stone Cold Steve Austin one similar to that. It's supposed to be out maybe sometime in 2021 from the rumors that I've read. So I have to wonder, is that rumor of that show kind of baked into the price of this? Possibly. Could that documentary coming out push these cards even more to the moon? It's possible. I'm not sure. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. The only thing I can say overall about Steve Austin is that I've always been very bullish on his cards. And if you don't believe me, just go back and watch all of my previous videos where I'm constantly talking about Steve Austin.
What?
Hey, just real quick. I saw that this card was actually taken down on 130 point, which was interesting. So I'm wondering if this did not get paid for and just got pulled and not relisted. So I was kind of digging around to find something else that's comparable. Just at the 1st of March, there was the same exact card in a PSA 9 grade. Sell for around $500, which is still a pretty good price in my opinion. Now, there's a huge discrepancy between the 9 and the 10, of course. But I just wanted to get that out there. Once again, trying to be transparent with all of these sales, trying to get as much accurate information as I can for you. 1994 Miami Bumblebee Perforated Dwayne Johnson football card, PSA 10, $90,000.
This is about respect.
Now, I know this isn't a wrestling card, but since The Rock was a wrestler, you guys know I had to talk about this sale. This is crazy. I really don't think anyone saw this card coming. And if you were an early adopter a couple years ago, even further back than that, I know some of you out there are. Cool, awesome. But for the most part, I don't think people saw this card taking off like it has. At the time of this recording, I believe this is the highest sold Rocky Maivia, Rock, Dwayne Johnson, whatever you want to call him. This is the highest sold card of his at this point. There are really two things I want to bring up with this video. The first being that wrestlers' cards are selling for this much money. I mean, they're outpacing a lot of the hot sports card rookies, etc. And I think it's just great. I think it's great for the future of wrestling cards and non-sports cards. I think for the longest time, there's this stigma that I've talked about before, where if it's not baseball, basketball, football, it's junk. And the fact that these things are selling for this amount now, it makes me happy. And the second thing I want to bring up is that rookie card debate. So for the longest time, everybody wanted to talk about the 1997 Rocky Maivia card as being the rookie card. Well, then recently, the 97 Panini sticker of The Rock has taken off, and we're going to see some of those. Well, by the time of this recording, it may have already happened. One of those is going to be in the Golden Auctions by Rob, Wrestling Card King England. I did an interview with him. We talked a little bit about this. You can go check that out there. But it'll be interesting to see where that places in a sale compared to this one. And really, this just goes back to the point that I keep driving home all the time in all the videos. Some didn't consider this a rookie card because it wasn't a wrestling card. It was a football card. Well, look how that turned out. So with the Panini going up, with the Cardinal going a little bit down in popularity, with this football card selling for more than both of those, does that mean that other Rock cards are going to start creeping up too that are underpriced? Maybe the 98 Comic Images. Seen a lot of people talking up cards from the 99 to 2000 sets. I'm not really sure. Who knows? Anything is really possible at this point in the hobby. But again, I just want to drive home the fact that all these people that are rookie card chasing, once again, you either buy them all, buy what you like, or buy what you can afford, and then kind of trade your way up to those huge cards. That's the best way to do it. Instead of, going around, hey, what's the true rookie of this? What's the true rookie of this? There's resources out there. You can do your own homework and then just make your own decision. And a lot of times going against the grain, prime example of this football card, people who said this is the card over that Cardinal card, sometimes it pays off. Thanks again for checking out the video today. I hope all of this information helps you going forward in your purchases or in your selling. Hit that subscribe button. Give me one of these. Actually, give me as many thumbs up as you can get. Share it with everybody in the wrestling community, trading card community, etc. Click the videos on the screen to see even more great wrestling card content. See you next time, wrestling fans.